All right, so I'm here in the Philippines, and you already know one of my favorite things to do is eat fruit, tropical fruit that's native to the Philippines. And who better to join me than
hi guys,
Mikey Bustos. So
yes, we got tons of fruit.
Tons of fruit. And we already ate a lot of it, so we had to restock just to do this video, but don't worry, all of it would get eaten. The girls ate a whole plate of this along with Tito Mikey. So we're gonna go ahead and explain to you the fruit that's in here. And Mikey, why don't you help us out, because I don't even know what this is.
Okay, so this here is lanzones.
Okay, lanzones.
We've got saba, papaya. We've got Indian mango, which a lot of people might not have tried.
Okay, yeah.
This is dalandan. This here is called chico. This here is tamarind. One of my ultimate favorites, mangosteen.
Mangosteen.
Yep. And then we have traditional mangoes.
Yep.
We've got senoritas, which are kind of like mini bananas. We have local watermelon.
Are these all three different?
No, they're all the same.
Oh, they're all the same.
Yeah. Oh wait, this one is like a yellow. This is a yellow watermelon.
Yep.
These are like the regular ones. This here's pomelo.
Okay.
This here's called melon, which is like our version of cantaloupe.
Yep.
And then finally, the big kahuna, guys.
Yeah.
Not gonna tell you what it is first. A lot of Filipinos have had this. They don't know what the actual fruit looks like.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have this cut up and flesh removed because it's a really interesting fruit and it's one of my favorites. And it is smelling up my entire home.
Oh, do you smell it right now?
I smelled it from upstairs.
Crazy.
It smells so good.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite fruits.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have this cut up now during the course of the video. So at the end, guys, we could try it.
Yes.
And so you guys want to stay tuned.
Awesome. I'm thank you so much for even getting this for us, because people see this all the time, probably are intimidated, just assume like, oh, it's probably not going to be good. But like you, that's one of my favorites. Mama and I, we used to get this. So if you watch the vlogs, you know this was a common buy for us in Hawaii. Like we said, we're not going to mention anything. But the other thing too is we're going to taste all these, kind of share what the flavors are like, so that maybe you might want to try these and maybe make it less intimidating. But also, I thought it'd be fun to ask Mikey some questions about health, because man, he's looking buff today. I just went to the gym.
We just got back from the gym.
Yeah, and so I always thought it's fun for me, and instead of me just asking him just privately, I thought, why not make a video? And so that's what we're doing. We're tasting Filipino local tropical fruits, definitely fruits that you don't see in America, or at least if you do, it's very rare and it's usually never this quality. But this guy is gonna leave us to get prepped, and then the kids are gonna love this too. So
that's right. It's
so
heavy.
Hey, you're getting a bicep workout right now.
Seriously.
Yeah. A year ago, we did this on your channel.
We did.
That was so fun. I was a little jealous, so I wanted to do it again.
Yeah.
But funny enough, there's no kids here. I was thinking the kids would want to enjoy this, especially the mango scene. Maybe we should just start right there.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure the kids will just pop in anyway.
Mango scene, I just want to start real big. Even though these aren't big, I'll tell you, this right here is probably one of the most healthiest tropical fruits in the world. I mean, some people would say maybe
people
not.
consider it a superfood.
Yeah, superfood. So there's a way to actually open it. Mike, you want to tell us?
So you got to remove the top first, and it'll create this cool hole at the top. See? Sorry, trypophobes. And then you just got to press it, and it'll like split. See? And the inside of the fruit looks like that.
Wow.
Look at those colors. It's amazing. So this you don't eat, but you can turn this into a tea. You dry it in the sun and put it in hot water. And then you eat the white part. Now, there are some white parts with a seed, like a pit, and some without. The smaller ones are the ones without.
It's amazing. It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's definitely
So
got
good.
a sweetness, but the tartness of it is borderline. Like it could almost be too sour, but it's not. It just never goes over that threshold.
Guys, I always say it tastes like Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, it really does. Oh, that's
like natural Jolly Rancher. It's just so good. One of my favorite foods ever.
I'm not kidding you. This whole plate that you saw earlier, this whole plate, guess what? We ate that whole plate yesterday. without even blinking an eye, which is nuts because, one, this would be expensive anywhere else in the world. Now, it probably costs a pretty penny even by Filipino standards, but you wouldn't think that this would just be gone. I want to say in 15 minutes, we all ate it.
Oh yeah, it's highly addictive, guys. And it's a good thing to be addicted to. Because it's just packed with tons of micronutrients, fiber, all the good stuff.
Which kind of brings me to my first question for you, Mikey.
Yeah.
All these fruits are healthy. I don't think you could ever eat too many fruits. You know, people say there's sugar in it or, you know, too much of anything. But for me personally, I believe that fruit is one of those unique foods that, one, you'll get full before you eat too much. But two, if you eat a lot, it's not going to harm your body like other foods could.
Well, that's the thing. Like, people who feel like it's high in sugar, but it's also high in fiber.
Yeah.
And that matters because your body will absorb the sugar slower. You know what I mean? Like, with all the fiber in there, it makes it such a slow thing. It won't make your blood sugar spike.
Yeah.
Unlike juice or like pop or candy.
Totally.
Where there's like no fiber and it just instantly enters your bloodstream and puts you into the, you know, the response for insulin.
And we won't get into like anything weird, but if you're having plumbing issues, you want more fiber in your diet.
Absolutely. Fiber is underrated.
Totally. I believe that too because you've got all these different nutrients and supplements and pills and powders or whatever you can take, but there's nothing better than nature's medicine, which I think really is fruit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I've been doing a lot of research on like digestion and stuff. The body understands how to process food when it's in its pure form. Yeah. Like if it's like sugar, like cane sugar, the body like prepares for sugar cane.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But totally.
But it's like, what's going on? And it like confuses the body. It doesn't know how to process it. It's really weird. But when it's fruit, like when you have a mango, it already knows the nutritional profile, how to process it. And that's why it's always better to have it in its like pure form.
Awesome. Well, why don't you pick the next fruit and then I'll ask you the next question.
All right. Well, since we're already holding mango, one of the most famous here in the Philippines.
This is awesome. This is a fruit buffet. I've never done this before.
It's so great. And we just worked out.
Yeah.
So with all of this awesome like carb, we can refuel with
we had a great
glycogen replenishment.
I was getting kind of scared working out next to Mikey because I
didn't please look at him. You are a beast at the gym.
He was.
So we're just gonna cut it in slices like this. Yeah, you're a beast in the gym.
Honestly, I'm just gonna go for it. Okay. You can cut into it, but one thing I want to share about mangoes here, or is the color. Look at the color of that. It's a deep orange color, and it's so juicy. If I were to squeeze this,
so juicy.
If I were to squeeze this, like it would just. Here, let me actually show you guys. Like, see that? Sorry, I stole on your counter.
Super juicy. All right.
When you eat good fruit,
mango,
your body feels the goodness right away, especially if you've got an empty stomach. I typically want to drink water in the morning and get protein in my belly, but if I only had fruit, it's like immediate impact in terms of the positive feeling.
Yeah, it's like a total dopamine.
Hi, you want to try some fruit? Come on, whatever you want. You can pick the next one if you want.
Come, Kira.
My next question for you. Come on, Kira. You can be in the video too. This I've been wanting to ask you for a very long time. It was so hard for me not to ask you. A lot of people don't know this, but you've got another YouTube channel outside of Mikey Bustos and Mikey Bustos Vlogs. And that channel is called Ants Canada.
That's right.
You have learned so much. Probably not just about ants, but of nature in the world. And dare I say it, just life itself. Ants. Would you say that's correct?
I'd say that's accurate. Yeah.
And the question I wanted to ask you was, what have you learned about the relationship of food and diet to ants that also taught you about food and diet to yourself as a human, where there's some aha moments you're like, wow, there's this correlation or there is maybe this huge takeaway and it's positively affected how you eat and how you look at food?
Well, yeah, one of the things I've learned by just keeping ants is that variety is key. So ants are really cool in that they go out into the world and they gather a huge plethora of like different food types. Not just 5 kinds of food. I'm talking like possibly hundreds of different tiny little things that they bring into the nest, and they gather all of these awesome food types with different nutritional profiles and micronutrients. And that to me made me realize the importance of having little tiny items of variety instead of like the same old rice, same old chicken, same old, right? Like the same old stuff. It's gotta be, even the little things count in the ant colony that is your body.
Yeah.
You
and
understand?
I would not have expected that answer actually, but I 100% agree, because when people are asking me for advice, whether they're trying to lose weight or just get healthy, the easiest thing I can tell somebody when picking food, whether it's a restaurant or at the grocery store for your weekly diet, is colors. Lots of different colors.
Colors is a very good indication.
So a salad, right? Red tomatoes.
Yes.
Yellow, maybe some kind of peppers. Green onions, the green leaves. White, maybe like onions. Or, I mean, I picked some weird ingredients for a salad. But the point is, it's visually easy to know, okay, this is diverse. And if it's diverse in colors, it could be diverse in nutrients.
Profiling.
And I find that my salads, like I go to this place called Mod Pizza, where they can make you a pizza or they can make you a salad. And I'm just like, get everything in there. Grilled broccoli, corn, peppers, tomatoes, chopped up green onions, herbs, onions, mushrooms, everything.
Yeah, there's a reason why like some of the best looking salads are also the most colorful.
Yeah.
That's not a coincidence. I think that's like nature's way of saying you need to eat this whole variety. And I mean, color, guys, those are flavonoids, which are super duper nutrient rich. So it's good, very healthy, antioxidants, all of that. You saw the reds in this and bright yellow of the mango. So yeah, like the little things. Like even people might think, this little tiny banana won't make a difference.
Yeah.
Listen, if a little speck of whatever grain that an ant brings back to the colony will benefit the whole colony, this little tiny thing will benefit you. It's got potassium, it's got fiber, it's got magnesium, it's got a bunch of little micronutrients that your body will use.
Why don't we go for this next? Because I was eyeing this. So what is this banana?
So this banana is a cultivar we call senoritas. So I guess it's related to the Cavendish banana that people world eat.
Oh yeah, Cavendish is the banana you get in the States, and really it's the only banana you can find in grocery stores.
Yeah, so this is just like a mini version cultivar of it, senoritas.
So there is definitely one thing about bananas when you get it in a tropical area that's way better. One, the flavor, but also the color. Like it's actually slightly yellow on the inside, which you would think is it's yellow on the outside, but Cavendish in America, white.
It's white,
completely white. And I wonder if that has more to do with the fact that it's kind of been manipulated, but also it's picked so early that it doesn't ripen correctly. Versus this was probably picked not too long ago, and it was already
yesterday. This was definitely picked yesterday.
And we got the branch here too.
Yeah, it comes with a branch.
Okay, that's cool.
The bananas here, even the Cavendish bananas here, are yellow.
Okay,
they're really like picked.
For sure. Look at this. Kira just cut this all beautiful. There you go. Thank you so much. Well, I can have it? All right, I'll take a bite.
So these taste a little more caramelly. They've got like a caramel, a hint of caramel.
I want to pick one more fruit before I ask the next question. And I thought we should change directions.
We're going citrus, guys!
We're going citrus, okay? What is this?
So this here is like our version of grapefruit.
Oh, okay.
It's called pomelo.
Okay. And I'm gonna open it up just to see the colors.
You might need a knife.
Let's see if I can get it with my fingers, because I'm like I want the challenge.
Yeah, okay. That's good. Working for your fruit is a good thing.
Yeah. One of the things about foods that we've lost in Western societies is the chewing factor. Meaning food has gotten so soft, which I know is weird to talk about because fruit is soft, but no, there's a lot to chewing your food that's really important.
That's right.
Do you have any thoughts on, like maybe that subject or just food in general?
I do.
And where society has gone and what we should do to maybe either course correct or what you do, like consciously, like, okay, this is something that I need to avoid.
Yes.
Because of course, you know, it's been changed so much.
I think like convenience has definitely become a thing of like modern times.
Yeah.
Like, see, like this is how hard it used to be to
Yeah.
eat citrus fruits before. But now they've like, for one thing, juicing. I'm not a juicer. I don't believe in juicing because that is like unwrapping the fiber again from a fruit.
Yeah.
And you need that to like slow down the digestion again so there's no sugar spike. See?
That is pink.
And
No.
even what's it called when it's juicing but you include the pulp and stuff?
Blending.
Blending.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that either because when you chew something, it takes work and then it's still kind of rough going into your, you know, but blending is almost like midway between juicing, you know.
Yeah.
It kind of like removes that sort of step of like breaking down the food, which again, it causes the sugar to enter your body faster than it would naturally.
Yeah.
So I'm not a believer in juicing or blending.
It's interesting you say that because in a lot of ways, I also...
It should be hard.
Yeah. This is definitely hard, but I got through. I definitely feel what you're saying is true, but our society has gone so far in the processed foods route, convenient, fast foods, that juicing and blending, in my opinion, is a bridge back to health. Because, you know, I wasn't really...
Yeah, I'm glad it's causing people to
for sure.
be healthy.
I wasn't health conscious when I was a kid at all. And then and when I got into juicing, I actually started consuming more vegetables. I think where juicing makes sense.
It's a good bridge.
Yeah. Well,
it's a good gateway to health.
By the way, we're doing all fruits. I can't imagine in a million years we would do a vegetable version of this.
Oh, I would love.
What? You would love that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. See, I wouldn't enjoy that, but I know the importance of getting vegetables, especially into my kids' diet. And so it's like a bridge, but it actually leads me to my next question. Because, you know, we do juicing, but ultimately I'd rather them have grilled vegetables or salads, whole foods.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on supplements? Because a lot of people are taking supplements, but you hear both sides. It's good to get those nutrients, you know, like jacking up your vitamin C intake. It's actually great for your body for fighting things, like even beyond what they recommend. But then on the flip side, they say, well, you don't retain a lot of them, or it's just like a marketing.
So the thing with supplements, like artificially made supplements, is again, it's not in its natural form.
Yeah.
So a lot of times the body will be like, okay, we're ingesting this big capsule of vitamin C. How do we deal with it? We're not used to it. Like, there's vitamin C in here.
Yeah.
And the body just naturally knows how to extract the vitamin C from this package of fiber and cellulose and all of the stuff that's in here. So it's easier for the body to absorb micronutrients and macronutrients from its original form. But then when you take pills, it can confuse the body. Like, it can't just absorb it a lot of times.
It's like same with juice.
It's not
It's like
bioavailable.
juicing, right?
Kinda, yeah. So anytime you alter the form of a raw food, it makes the body kind of confused. And sometimes the body can absorb, other times cannot. I personally used to take a lot before I studied nutrition. But now it's very minimal. Like, I'll take a magnesium supplement just to kind of like relax and recovery for muscles.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't take vitamin C.
Oh, so you don't take a lot of supplements?
Not really.
Okay, yeah.
Like, and I just eat variety again, so that I get all the micronutrients. And then little things like choosing your meats, like grass finished, grass fed, have a lot of these vitamins and nutrients that people supplement with. And if you get it from your meat, you can better absorb.
Totally.
Like wild caught fish, things like that.
Yes.
That's the way to get best way to get all of these like nutrients that people usually supplement for.
I'm back and forth with the supplements, the pills specifically. Yeah, by the way, this is the pomelo. This is way better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
One, the sweetness is subtle. And two, it's not too sour like a grapefruit.
Right. It lacks the bitterness of a grapefruit.
Yeah, you know the thing about eating tropical fruits is it almost makes you think that this is the way fruits are supposed to be, and the fruits we buy in the grocery store have been modified to be extremely sweet, extremely, perfect.
For taste.
for taste and for packaging. The Cavendish banana,
and for like you said, for texture, because like people want soft fruits, right? They don't want to have to work.
Well, look at this. See this?
Seedlessness. That's another thing.
Oh yeah.
People have bread for seedlessness. But again, like the act of like removing the seeds and spitting them out, it slows down how much you take in at a time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like nature designed it that way.
Okay, this is amazing, but we've got other fruits and we've got that special one over there. If we don't get to all this too, we'll have to do maybe a part 2 a year from now. But let's okay, why don't you pick one?
Okay, I want something a little different. This here grows just outside. We have a big tree. It grows from a huge tree.
Let's show people. Look, the whole makeup, beauty, your faces. There you go.
So it's called tamarind.
Tamarind.
Yeah. It grows from like a pod like this, and it's like brown and
I can't remember the last time I
fleshy.
even had this. By the way, this one.
I'm not gonna even say what it tastes like. I want to hear your
This
opinion.
one, I should probably get a different one, huh?
Here, let's split this one.
Okay.
Ready? Go.
A candy. Like nature's candy. It's sour.
Sour. Swedish sour, but more on the sour side. There's a seed. The edible part is around the seed.
You know, it's like sour candy.
Yeah.
It's just like a sour candy. If I were to eat like a warhead, if you don't know what a warhead is, it's candy in America.
It's like that.
That was amazing.
Like sour balls. And they actually use this to sour sinigang.
Yes.
You know most sinigang
Yes.
mixes for Filipinos? It's this stuff. It's powdered this stuff.
That's
tamarind.
That's one of the girls' favorites. Is sinigang, and Mama taught us all her tricks.
Yeah.
But she uses a packaged seasoning, which is
Yeah,
probably
my
common.
parents did too.
Yeah, for sure. But I've seen the videos where what they do is, if you're wondering, they take this tamarind, they obviously peel the bark off, then they boil the fruit on the inside. By the way, this is so good. Do you want another one of these? You good?
Sure.
Okay, here. And then they boil it, and then they mash it through a sieve or like some kind of, like
a filter.
Filter, and then they just get whatever's left, and then they put it in there. Yeah. What I heard from Judy's dad, though, is that you can do that with other sour fruits too. Guava?
Yes, you can sour it with all kinds of calamansi.
Yes.
There's also another fruit. RJ, what's it called? There's another fruit called kamias, which is used for sinigang, very sour. You can, in Iloilo, another island, they sweeten it with a local fruit called batuan.
Eat it.
So yeah, you can, any souring agent will make Filipino sinigang, which is like a Filipino sour soup.
That's been my favorite so far that we've had. Even more than the mango thing, only because I ate 20 of these yesterday.
They're so sour.
It's like a break from the sourness and the tartness. And let's get one of those melons over here.
Okay, yes. Okay, you pick one.
Okay, I think this one's eyeing. This one I've been eyeing right here.
Good.
It is good, right? You can have as much as you want. See, that's the thing about fruit. I let the girls just go to town because I really do believe it's nature's candy.
Yeah.
This is not a watermelon. This is a melon that I have a feeling.
It's a watermelon.
Okay,
it's just a small kind.
But there's something special about it.
There is something special.
Okay, so one thing that I've learned in my life about health is we don't know everything. Okay,
Yeah.
I love when a watermelon cracks open like that.
Why?
In Japan, it's a thing. In Japan, there's this game where you put the watermelon out in a field and you walk around with a blindfold and you're supposed to hit it and it cracks open. So you saw how it cracked open?
Yeah.
It's a thing. So
It's gonna explode.
I have a joy of just cracking things
There we
open.
go.
Look at that.
It's yellow, guys.
It's yellow.
Yellow watermelon.
Health is not complicated.
Yeah.
Are there things that you had stigmas about in terms of food or dogmas that you left behind?
Yes.
And what were the biggest learning moments because of this perception based off of what you saw in marketing or what someone told you or the way you grew up?
So one thing is that I was on keto for 6 years. And it was okay, and I went to the gym I've been working out since I was 25, but I wasn't achieving the goals that I really wanted to. And I was wondering why. And then as soon as I learned from a bodybuilding friend of mine. Her name is Megan Bowen. She's a girl, YouTuber. Go check her out. She made me realize the importance of eating carbs. Carbs are so important, guys.
Yeah.
Don't cut them out. Yes, if you do keto, you will lose weight, but like, is that necessarily a healthy way of losing weight? See, you already put yourself in like a nutritional
Deficit?
yeah, like a disadvantage by not having carbs. Like nature necessitates the human body to have carbs. Yes, there could be times when you can completely go ketogenic and have meats. Because, you know, like let's say carbs aren't available back in the caveman days.
Yeah.
When carbs weren't really available. Your body has a way of dealing with that. But like eventually you need carbs.
Amazing. See, and this is the difference. A yellow watermelon versus a red one not only has a different flavor, but probably has some slight different nutrients.
It's the flavonoids. It's a different kind of flavonoid.
Flavonoids. Right? The girls like it.
And I think vitamin E. Guys, what I recommend, speaking of which, get an app.
Okay.
Either MyFitnessPal or Chronometer. So that's what changed my philosophy for eating. When I downloaded Chronometer and I started plugging in all the different things I started eating, I realized how deficient I was in my diet for random micronutrients like magnesium, calcium, potassium, vitamin C, fiber. Oh my gosh, fiber is so hard to get with a normal diet.
Yeah.
It's not just eating bread and rice. Guys, it's so important, fiber.
Bella likes watermelon. Come on, try it.
And the great things about fruits and vegetables is they are abundant in all of these micronutrients that you need.
So,
It'll open your eyes, guys, when you try. Just do it for a day. You'll realize how deficient the average diet is for all these micronutrients, which are important. And then that's how you get the healthy body.
For sure. Just like we're talking about all these different fruits and the importance of diversifying your diet, it's the same with other types of foods too. Yeah. So you were talking about carbs. Well, we were talking about this being carbs, but what about sweet potatoes? How healthy are sweet potatoes?
Oh my gosh, all the tubers.
Exactly.
Really great. Yeah.
So, and I think even bread gets a bad rap.
I love bread.
You eat sourdough bread.
Eat sourdough bread.
And I guess let's change topics here, but kind of in the same like principle. What's your thoughts on sourdough? Why do you eat sourdough? And is there any thoughts on the health benefits?
Okay, so I love sourdough. One, because I love the taste of it, but also because of microbiome. It's ferment. For those of you who don't know sourdough, it's hard to make. Like you need to prepare the dough 2 days before actually baking it.
Yes.
It needs to ferment, and what that means is in the absence of oxygen, little bacteria start doing their thing to make it almost like kind of rot and create like an alcohol sort of. It's a lot of science, guys, but fermentation is good because it causes a lot of the beneficial bacteria to develop on that food type, and then when you eat it, it becomes part of your microbiome, your gut microbiome.
Yes.
So I've been doing a lot of research on nutrition, and apparently so much new information from studies is saying the importance of microbiome on overall well-being and mental health.
Yeah.
So every day I'm always eating at least 3 or 4 different kinds of probiotics. So that probiotics means things with good bacteria in it, like yogurt. I'll also eat kimchi, natto, which is a Japanese fermented bean.
Love natto.
Random thing, guys. Look up probiotics and eat a lot of it. I'll ferment our overnight oats.
Yes.
That's fermented, so you eat that. And then prebiotics, so the foods that the bacteria in your gut need to eat, because there's like a whole ecosystem going on here. They need food. And so for that, you need fibrous things with fiber. So all these fruits, your gut bacteria will love you for eating it.
And you know, I did sourdough pizza during the pandemic for 3 years, okay? And I had always wanted to master pizza. Yeah. And so I got some sourdough starter from my mom and thought, you know, let's since I have a lot more time, let me try this out. This was so nuts. I would eat pizza maybe once every other week because you know you don't want to eat too much pizza. We were eating it 2 to 3 times a week.
Awesome.
And I only saw positive benefits from eating that many carbs because when you ferment anything, but especially bread, you're breaking down the grains that typically if you eat without it being fermented would be hard on your body.
Yes.
Now, I'm not a doctor, so take it.
Well, they do say that some grains have like a protective layer of toxin.
But you know how
but fermenting it gets rid of it.
You know people how they're gluten intolerant? Some of them eat sourdough and then they can
They're
eat bread.
okay. Yeah.
Well, it's because it's breaking it down. I don't know the science. I just know that our family ate more pizza than we ever, and we not only enjoyed it, they love it. They can't order, you know, the regular delivery, but they feel better. I felt better, and I didn't gain weight.
Yes, the thing is, sourdough bread happens to be on the Blue Zone diet, which is like Blue Zones is like Nat Geo study on the longest lived cities in the world. They call them Blue Zones, and bread is on one of those. A lot of these cities eat bread, and sourdough bread is definitely one of them. Any probiotic fermented foods is pretty good for you. 2
things that I really believe are underrated when it comes to good health, and it has to do with moderation, right, and dogma. Moderation, it's so important, and we talked about how you can eat as many fruits, but at one point, you just have to have moderation all the way around. Like you said, say beer was beneficial. Well, hey, maybe one a day. They say like one red wine glass is fine.
Diet shouldn't be restrictive. That's the thing.
That
will shorten your life.
But in terms of like
if it feels like
it.
not enjoying life and like, oh, I can't touch that. Oh, I can't touch that.
And that comes to dogma. My number one influence when it comes to my philosophy on health was a guy that taught me about eating more raw foods and having a balanced diet. But the biggest takeaway from him was he says, having dogma about food is one of the most destructive things. So when you look at a food and you feel if I eat it, I'm guilty for eating it, right? Or you think this food because of something you read is really bad for you. If it's a home cooked meal from somebody that loves you and they're trying to feed you good food, there's something magical about that. But if you have dogma because of your diet or whatever, it's actually destructive. Because then it's kind of like they say the benefits of being positive or law of attraction. I believe it's the same way as food. So if I eat anything, I could eat a Twinkie. And even though I wouldn't suggest Twinkies to other people, I'm not going to eat it with this negative feeling. I will eat it and be like,
if you're unhappy, that will shorten your life too. Like,
so that
you need to be happy. Well, find a diet that makes you happy.
That's my last question for you before we bring in that other fruit. What's kind of the philosophy that has nothing to do with nutrients, foods, and exercise even that you feel is important when it comes to overall health in your life?
I think you will naturally find moderation. You will naturally find moderation as long as you focus on variety, which goes back to the ants. The ants have a huge variety. Like, it's impossible to not reach a state of moderation if you're eating a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Yes.
You won't just like focus on one huge food group. As long as you're having variety, like even just a little bit of this lanzones, one little lanzones, fine. That's all you can eat in the day. Do it. It'll make the difference.
That's a good
All
point.
these little micro like grabbings of like little tiny food will automatically bring you to moderation.
I'm only offering it to you before we get the other one.
Guys, this is another one of my favorites. This is another cultivar of the Cavendish banana. Here we call it saba. In English, it's called sweet plantain, and it's a native Filipino cultivar. So you'll find this. There are other versions of this in other countries, but it's not the same. Now, they usually cook this. They boil it. They put it in a dessert called turon, which is like an egg roll wrapped. But I prefer it raw, like this.
So we called it ice cream banana at the Palenque. Okay. Is that true? Is it?
I'm not sure if it's the same as the Hawaiian ice cream banana, but I'm sure it's related.
You gotta try this, Kira. This is
so good. It's pillowy. It's not like Cavendish bananas. It's like pillowy and fluffy in your mouth. And
oh my gosh. Here.
This was my chosen carb when I was first bulking up.
Bite. She just wants to open these. Yeah.
Lanzones is also really good. It's a favorite. It's a favorite of our parents' generation. For those in the Philippines, they always like, I want lanzones. And my aunts and uncles, they want this. It's a very delicious fruit.
Yeah.
Like a lychee kind of.
You know, that's a good point you brought up about when you have moderation, naturally you have limitations. But when you have a diverse diet, because if you just eat rice, you're just gonna keep eating because body is trying to get those nutrients and it's not getting it, so you just eat rice and rice and rice. Versus if you had rice, steak, a side salad, roasted vegetables, and then you ended with fruit.
Beans, lentils. Never underestimate beans, mungo.
You will get fuller faster because the body got what it needed, and hence why colors in your diet, having diverse foods, not having dogma and trying everything, in fact, will lead to not only a more satisfying diet because you'll eat the things that you want to indulge in, but at the same time you're not eating too much of those things because you're getting the fibers.
It's impossible to.
It's like full circle.
Like your stomach's only so big. Guys, this is lanzones. See? Here, try this. I just fed Benji. Sorry, that was awkward.
That's very good. It's
like lychee.
It's like lychee.
Did you try it?
Oh, look how many ants. Look how many ants there.
I know there is.
But it's a little more.
Look,
it's a little more sour / bitter.
Let's bring in the final fruit.
Oh my gosh, the
Go get
ultimate.
it, Kira. Go get the. You know what? Can they bring the other half so we can show what the inside looks like? Go grab it, Kira. No. I think.
Sorry, guys. There are ants crawling around. The ants are coming from some of the fruits because the pesticides are not used on these organically grown fruits. So if you see ants, it's a good thing.
There you go. This is the fruit that you saw at the very beginning. We're gonna bring the half that isn't cut. Wow! Look at this.
Wow.
Okay, so this. Why don't you tell them what it is?
Guys, this is jackfruit. One of my favorite fruits. They call it langka.
That's what it. Oh, lanka, yeah. And this is what it looks like on the inside.
Oh, and it smells so good.
Look at that. All right, we're going to put this away. Let's go ahead and try this.
Okay,
Because
langka.
this is amazing. Because I've been waiting to eat this since we got here.
So this is jackfruit. Now, growing up, we had this in halo-halo, but it was syrup.
And
it was in syrup.
It was in a can too.
And it was in a can, so it's not like eating it fresh. It's like bilo bilo.
Because it's in bilo bilo. Well, it's because we didn't have the option of getting it fresh.
Yeah,
right.
It's a bit more crunchy, but it gets softer as it ripens. It gets slimier.
Let me ask you this.
And softer.
This isn't as soft and, like you said, slimy as normal.
Yeah, this isn't as ripe.
Would you wait to pull it out of the fruit and then it gets softer, or will it get softer if you just left this on the counter with plastic wrap?
Both.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it can ripen in the fruit, or it can ripen when you've removed it.
This is so nostalgic for me
It's
because
so good.
Mama and I, when it came to going to Hawaii and getting food from the farmer's market, this was our priority. We would look for one because there wasn't that many. It's not as if they have like hundreds of them. So you just get one and we just let it sit, and then her and I would take oil on our hands and we would remove it.
Oh, yeah, because it's really sticky.
And it would take us like hour and a half. This, you want to talk about fiber.
Yeah. High in fiber, guys.
Tons of fiber.
Try plugging this into your MyFitnessPal or Chronometer. You'll see your fiber go
Yeah.
up.
For the vegans out there, they use this as a meat substitute. So barbecue pulled pork, you know what that is?
Yeah.
They'll take this when it's not as sweet,
Yeah.
shred it
Before
up,
it's ripe.
and it has a meat texture. Now, I don't think it tastes
Well,
like
because
pork.
it has like these chicken-like fibers, like reminiscent of like chicken breast. It's like fibrous, so it's kind of reminiscent of meat. There are some we didn't touch, like this Indian mango, very sour. It's eaten sour. Filipinos love sour because of the weather. Somehow sour cuts through the heat and it feels good. This here's Chico. If you guys ever tried this fruit, it's very caramelly. It's like caramel, and it's grainy and juicy. And there's so many different fruits here in the Philippines that we still haven't tried. Guyabano, which is soursop. We have a version of it too, also available in South America. So many. Guys, do you know any Asian fruits that we haven't tried? Durian?
Sorry,
Meringue.
jackfruit.
It's endless. There's some, my favorite fruit, which we don't have here, aratilis All you Filipinos know exactly what that is. It's like a tree berry, and it's one of my favorite fruits in the entire world. I can't believe we don't have it here, but so good.
I'm almost done, and I can talk again, but keep going. You're doing a great job.
It just goes on. Although I do miss North American fruits like berries,
And apples.
apples, peaches, apricots.
You know
those
what'd be
kind of
cool?
things.
If you do come to the Pacific Northwest, come during the summer, and we'll do the same thing with
With
all
North
the
American
North
fruits.
American fruits. Oh my
Strawberries, cherries.
gosh. So many varieties.
Yeah.
Hey, let me know what's your favorite tropical fruit, or what's a fruit we should try. I would love to know that. There you go. Thank you so much, Mikey, for
You're
being
welcome. Thanks,
in
Benji.
the video, supplying all these amazing fruits, which our kids have been loving, mangosteen especially. If you guys ever get the chance to come to a tropical area, it doesn't have to be the Philippines, it could be anywhere in Southeast Asia, Hawaii, if you're in North America, and that's a destination you can get to. And don't be intimidated. Go to the farmer's market. Here it's called the Palenque, and try these fruits, because I believe when we go here, I always feel better after eating these fruits. Again, nutrients I can't get, and I'm supplying my body. I think this one real quick question: do you think the body supplies nutrients you can't get other places to kind of save it for the future?
Yeah, the body has ways of getting nutrients that you store in your body, including your bones. Like if you don't get enough calcium and magnesium in your diet, your body will leach that from your bones, bro. So you need to get this stuff, and it'll lead to injury if you work out. Like, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, there are definitely ways for the body to compensate for a lack.
Well, that means I have to eat more. All right.
Yeah.
Again, thank you so much. Go check out Mikey's vlogs. Obviously, if you want to see his aunt's channel and learn from the ants. Oh, that's just an ant. It's friendly.
Okay.
It's
It's
friendly.
okay. Here, let's move the ant lanzones.
Yeah, I know,
bowl away.
Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed.
Bye.
Want to try this?